Hey, Michelle, how you doing today?
Hey, Lindsay, I'm good. I'm good. We've talked about this question before, but I can't remember. Do you like olives? Honestly, do you like them?
Honestly, yeah, actually, I love olives. I can't say anything else other than I love them.
Yes,
I think you really don't like them. Is that right?
right. And I remember we had a great listener recommend certain olives for me to try. I have not tried them yet because
Oh, no.
I don't know. I just
Too
haven't done it
scared?
yet. I don't want to say too
There
scared
are
because that's
many.
ridiculous, but yeah.
Yeah. Is it the saltiness, Michelle, or is it the consistency? What is it with olives that you
I
struggle
don't
with?
know. It's the aftertaste, I think. Because I like salty.
Oh.
I love salty things. I love pickles.
Oh,
But
interesting. Okay.
yeah, but I don't know. It's something. It's that there's like a twang after the salt. It's that there's some sort of disgusting thing that happens after the initial salt that I don't like.
Okay, got it. It's just a
But I
flavor
know
you don't
people
like.
love it.
Fair
Yes,
enough.
exactly, exactly. No offense, no offense. So today we are going to answer a listener question about the word honestly, right? Because I
Mhm.
asked you, do you like olives honestly?
Yeah.
And that was something that I added on. I could have just said, do you like olives?
Yeah, for
So
sure, for
we'll
sure.
talk about that today. Before we do, though, head over. Last week we did a podcast, Can't Stand Mayo, plus the
Mhm.
best deli in New York City. So
Yes,
mayo and olives, those are kind of two polarizing foods.
they are.
Yeah, you love
Yes.
them or you hate them. And
Mhm.
yeah, so go ahead and
Yeah,
listen to that episode.
and I bet our listeners also wanna know, Michelle, what is the best deli in New York City? I mean, that's a hot topic right there. So, guys, go over and listen to that episode over there from last week. Guys, don't forget to also hit follow right here on the All Ears English podcast because today is Saturday, Michelle, and we are now publishing episodes on Saturdays. So we can be your
Yes.
weekend companion as well as during the week. So cool, right?
Yes, I know because a lot of you say that you listen to us on your commute. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that you guys are listening to us now. Maybe you're having breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
Maybe you're taking a nice stroll in the park. So it's kind
Oh.
of a different way to listen, actually.
Saturdays are the best, Michelle. I always treat
They
myself
are
to a cappuccino on the weekends and take my dog for a walk in the park, and everything just kind of slows down, which is
the
so
best.
nice, isn't
The
it?
best. Yes, actually, my son recently he started realizing how much he loves the weekend. And he
Oh.
said the other day, he said, "Why is the weekend only 2 days?" And I said, "I know." And he said, "Why did the earth decide to do that?"
Oh, I love it. How old is your son
He's
now?
5. He's 5.
Okay.
So
I
it
feel
just
like
yeah, and
5-year-olds have a lot of wisdom, don't they?
yeah, it's true. I don't know, unfortunately, but anyway, let's get into the question today.
Okay.
Honestly, I think this is gonna be a good episode.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Here we go. So I'll read the question. This, by the way, is from our YouTube channel, which is a great way to consume our show if you want to see our faces, you want to see our expressions. If you are more of a visual learner and you are able to go on YouTube, go to YouTube, type in All Ears English, hit subscribe. Here we go.
Yeah.
Our listener here says, "Hi, I'm wondering if you could make a podcast about the synonyms of honestly. And if I use this word repeatedly, like twice or 3 times, would it affect my score?
Mhm.
Thank you. I love you." Wow, we love you too. We love
Love
our
you too.
listeners. Yeah, and I think
Yes.
our listener here is asking about IELTS
Probably
score, her IELTS
IELTS.
score. Yeah, very
Right.
interesting.
So, I
Yeah.
still wanted to steal this question for all ears English, but I do think
Yeah.
that Lindsay and I can give you some tips about,
Yeah.
how often you use it. So,
Yes.
wanted to snatch it up though.
We're gonna say,
Um,
yeah. So we will talk about this not so much in the context of IELTS, but just in general conversation. But if you are taking IELTS, go over and find the IELTS Energy podcast with Jessica and Aubrey. All right.
Love it. All right. So, great question. Lindsay, when do we use honestly? We're going to talk about two of the main ways
hmm
today, because of course it's used all the time in different contexts. So, we're going to talk about two main ones today. So, Lindsay, what's the first one?
Okay. Number one is when we are telling the truth. We're being sincere. For example,
Hmm.
I mean it honestly. Right? He
Hmm.
honestly just wants the best for his family. So you're just coming clean, like you're being straight with someone, right?
Yeah.
You're telling the truth. Okay?
Right. And again, it's interesting because this word in this kind of a way, it could just be taken out. But what do you think it
Yeah.
does? I mean, when I said, "Do you
And
like olives?" honestly, or saying he
well
honestly just wants, what do you think it does?
well, I think probably the olives question belongs more in bucket 2, which we're gonna talk about in a minute. I feel like it does, to share an opinion. But in terms of, he honestly just wants the best for his family. This is used to emphasize, especially that someone has good intentions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Honestly, for example, right now I'm helping clean out my aunt's house in California, and some people are, "Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?" Honestly, I just want to sell this house, right? So that's
Mhm.
something I would totally say, and I don't want to be involved in any drama. I just want to move on.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes, and we are wishing
Yes.
for that for you, Lindsay.
Yes, for sure. So that's it. That's number 1. That's bucket 1. It's being sincere. It's giving a little bit of oomph to your answer. It's kind of
Mm,
giving a little proof to why you're saying something. Do you
right.
agree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. And the second way is really more about sharing an opinion. I
Mhm.
feel like it's used a lot if you're annoyed. So for
Ah,
example, honestly, I think we should just forget about the train ticket. It's too expensive. Let's just take the bus. Maybe not
okay.
necessarily annoyed, but almost like the hard truth. Right? So,
Okay. Okay.
honestly, this is
Yeah.
just too this is out of our budget, honestly. But I
Hmm.
mean, for the olives one,
Yeah, yeah, what do you think, Michelle?
I feel like you can tag this onto the uh, for me, the olives example, it's almost saying I think I can't understand how anybody would like olives, so I'm saying, "Do you like olives honestly?" Basically, you can't really like olives, so I'm saying, "Really, tell me the real truth."
Oh, interesting. I thought of it exactly the opposite way. That if, I ask you if you like olives, that you most people like olives. I think most
Oh,
people like,
stop.
but your opinion is a little different. And so honestly, I don't. That's the way
Yeah.
I think of it. So maybe we have to revisit
Ah,
that part to see,
interest
yeah. Right? Like everyone loves Harry Potter, but honestly, I really didn't think it was
yeah.
that great.
Right, so this kind of opens
Um,
up a third way, is to share maybe an unexpected or
yeah.
maybe unpopular opinion,
I
uncommon opinion.
I think that's safe to say. I
Yeah.
think that's safe to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think it's basically about really showing someone's genuine about something
Yeah.
or sharing an opinion. Um
Mm.
and that's what I think this is mostly used for. So but let's go into some examples or conversation questions. Lindsay, do you honestly think we will move to another planet one day?
Honestly, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, and this is interesting how you put it here in a different like a different part of the sentence. Do you
Yes.
honestly think, right, as an adverb? Interesting. Hmm?
So and this kind of depends on intonation here because it could have two different meanings. So, in the first one, if I say, Lindsay, do you honestly think we'll move to another planet? I'm more really asking for your opinion. But if I
Mm.
say it like this, Lindsay, do you honestly think we'll move to another planet? Uh,
Right. You are showing skepticism in your voice there. It's very
Right.
blatant, right?
Right. And
Mhm.
I might even maybe you've expressed that you feel that this could happen before. It almost sounds like I'm a little bit critical of your opinions. I don't think
Right.
you're being that smart. Do
Right,
you
right.
honestly think, right?
Yeah. Or this would be something you could say to someone who believes in conspiracy theories, which are rampant right now. All these
Yes.
rampant conspiracy theories. What's an example of one? I don't even wanna repeat them on the show.
Yeah, I
They're
don't either, but
ridiculous. Do you honestly believe that XYZ, whatever you read in
right.
who knows what publication,
Right.
right? Do
Right.
you honestly believe that? Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. What's another example?
Okay, so a little different. So I honestly think I'm ready for another episode after this. Now, what are we saying here? This is different.
This is more bucket 1. This is just truthfully. I
Hmm.
mean, again, if I just said, I think I'm ready for another episode after this, that's fine too.
Yeah.
But honestly, adds a little something that it's really your opinion. Truthfully, this is really how you feel.
I think there's something comforting in this for the speaker in telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
There's something very good. Just look, this is how it is for me. Okay. I'm
Mhm,
just going to
mhm.
put it all out there on the table, and honestly works well to do that for you.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yes.
But let's
Mm-hmm.
say maybe I would say to you, "Honestly, let's just stop after this episode. I'm so tired."
Michelle, we just started recording. I mean, like
Oh,
10 minutes
oh
ago.
no, Lindsay, I don't know, you know.
Yeah. So clearly it's a pretty diverse word that can do a
Yes.
few different things for us.
Yeah,
Right, Michelle?
yeah, it
Mhm.
definitely can.
Okay. Do we have anything else? So our listener here on YouTube asked if there are other things that could be used in the same way as honestly. What
Right.
else could they be? Mhm.
Absolutely. There are tons of them, tons.
Oh, cool. Really?
I chose a few today. Well, one would be truthfully or truly. So,
Hmm.
truthfully, we need to get our act together.
Yes. Okay. This one I feel like is a little less common for me,
Mhm.
but it basically means the same thing,
Yeah,
right? It can be used in the way to just come clean,
yeah,
speak from your heart,
right.
tell the truth, yeah, or frankly, yeah.
Yeah, this one's a fun one. Frankly,
I like this one.
this one's very serious, very professional sounding. I feel like this one is only for very direct things. So, for
Hmm.
example, frankly, it's just another 5 minutes. You can wait.
Right. Yeah. To share an opinion, again, that might be controversial or where you have to say the truth and maybe it's going to be hard for the person to hear.
Yeah.
You're tired of talking around something. So you start to tell the truth. I agree,
Yeah.
Michelle. Professional context, really good.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right. Mhm.
And the next one is to be honest. So instead of honestly, we have to be honest.
Mhm.
So you could say, it's really hard for me to get this done on time, to be honest.
To be honest, yes.
Mhm.
Love that. And then really. So this is probably the
The
one
basic.
that our listeners know the best and are most familiar with. It can also be genuine, like I really want to help you. I
Right.
really want to make your life easier,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So you have a ton of different ways to say it, but let's talk about the IELTS question.
Mm.
Using
Yeah.
this, what do
Yeah.
you think, Lindsay?
Well, we know that if you are repeating the same words over and over, as far as I understand, again, if you really
Mhm.
want like the deep IELTS expertise, go to IELTS Energy.
Yeah.
But what we
Yeah.
know about IELTS is that if you're repeating the same words and over, it's not so much that you're marked down as that you are losing an opportunity to show your vocabulary, and
Mm.
vocabulary is part of your score. There are
Mhm.
multiple parts of your score. It is calculated as part of your score. So you're missing an opportunity to show the diversity, your lexical range, all the other
Mhm.
things that mean the same thing. So
Yeah.
don't do it, right? Don't do it. Use some of
Mix
these
it up.
other mix it up. Always mix it up. Always mix. And you also obviously want to pay attention to which part of the speaking exam you're in. We
Yeah.
know that speaking part 1 is a lot more casual, questions about maybe your life, your daily routine, and then we get into telling a story in speaking part 2 and deeper societal systemic questions in part 3. So that's where we could use the difference between really and frankly, for example,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
So good stuff. So go over and check out IELTS and Energy if you want to know more, guys, but that is my basic gist on the IELTS vocab question. All
Love
right?
it. Love it.
Yeah.
All right,
Mhm.
let's do a role play. We shared a ton of them, so we'll use as many as we can.
Okay.
So in this role play, we are shopping.
Okay, here we go. All right, let's do it.
Do you like this dress?
I do.
Honestly?
Well, truthfully, I think it's a bit baggy.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, I agree. Thank you for telling me. Really?
So, are you going to get it?
No, honestly, this looks terrible.
Frankly, I think you're being too hard on yourself.
You're right. I'll get a different size. I do love the colors.
Nice. Yeah, so we're being very truthful here with each other. At first not so truthful.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's what
then we got
happens,
into
right? I feel.
that's right. As soon as the other person senses now we're going to tell the truth, you both tell the truth. And how do you get to that place, right? Interesting.
Right. Right,
Interesting.
right. So, yeah, you said you do like the dress, and I'm sensing that you're not being truthful. So I just say, honestly,
Honestly, right? So you're asking, are you telling me the truth by saying honestly?
yeah, right,
Right? And then
right.
I say, well, truthfully, it's a bit baggy, right? Yeah.
telling the truth. And then I said, "I agree. Thank you for telling me." And then I said, "Really?" So I could have just said, "Thank you for telling me." What do you
Sure.
think the
Sure.
really does? Why did I add that?
You're emphasizing the thank you and you're saying, now we're really speaking the truth to each other. We're being upfront and honest, right?
Right. I really appreciate you telling me the truth because I wouldn't
I
wanna
really appreciate
spend
it.
the
Mhm.
money on, something
Right.
that doesn't look good, and it sounds like I know that it's not good either, I just needed to be validated.
Right, and then, I said, "So, are you gonna get it?" And you said, "No, honestly, this looks terrible," and that we're really telling the truth.
Yeah, now we're, "Oh, man, this is terrible." Okay, and then you said, "Frankly, I think you're being too hard on yourself." Now, in the conversation between 2 friends, I feel like this would be a little too formal sounding. It's a little
Right.
awkward sounding for this situation, but I wanted to show how it's used.
Yeah, I think I would save, frankly, for the more not so much the you're in a shop in the dressing room trying on
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
more serious arguments, self-disclosure in a serious context, things
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's what frankly works for. Yeah. Mhm.
definitely. So,
Wow.
wow, whew.
Any takeaways, any final thoughts, Michelle, today?
Well, this is just really useful for so many things, expressing opinions, asking for opinions, maybe
Yeah.
giving harsh realities, giving someone a little tough love. There's a lot that we could use this with. And as far as the IELTS question, we gave you other ways to say it. So sprinkle those in, continue to mix it up. But this is just a very useful word. And you see frequently it's kind of an add on. Sometimes,
Mm.
yeah, you could do without it. You don't need it. But
Yep.
sometimes it's completing, it's fulfilling. Sometimes it just makes the thought sound a little more complete.
More complete for sure. And then I would also say from a human connection perspective, which is why we're here on this show. It's why All Ears English exists, human connection. I think there's something really profound when we drop all the pretenses, right? We drop all the putting on a mask and saying, "Yeah,
Right.
this is great," from both sides. And
Right.
any words that we can have that facilitate that will build that connection faster. Don't you
Yeah,
think, Michelle? Yeah.
definitely,
This is what that
definitely.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
Well, honestly, I think we answered the question, so let's jump off the mic,
Honestly, I
but
think we're
thank
done. Yeah.
honestly, all right, thank you so much to the listener for this question. Great one, this was fun, and have a good
All right, Michelle, take care. Bye.
day. Bye.